Hello, this is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly swing trade ideas video. We usually bring you a handful of different technical scans and criteria that we sort of walk through, break down, but we're going to do things a little bit different. We've got the holiday, US holiday, coming up tomorrow. Markets are closed. Markets are half day on Friday. So for all of you in the US, happy early Turkey Day, happy early Thanksgiving, and hopefully you get some time away from the screens with family, friends, and some downtime to cool off from this very interesting market. And so in this video, I do want to talk about kind of high level, just what's been going on here. I want to tour through a couple of different stocks, individual stocks, look at some sectors and price action of the market as a whole. So a little more of a broad upper level sort of trade ideas video. As always though, these videos are sponsored by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. So all of our long ideas we usually curate from their stock lists, and we have links in the description of this video to get access to those stock lists. I recommend checking them out below once you're done watching. So we look here at the S&P 500. Let's start our sort of journey here, and you can see that we've gotten a little bit of turbulence this week. We started the week off with this outside reversal week, outside reversal day, so we essentially tried to continue. We tried to break out here, and prices were effectively rejected from those highs. We sold off. We had kind of a mixed day yesterday, and we're trying to again hold the line here today at the time of recording this. So the S&P 500 as it stands is just under all-time highs and obviously in a very clear uptrend. Let's look at the NASDAQ 100. This had a more abrupt reversal here on Monday coming into the week. And again, a little bit of follow through selling Tuesday and trying to stabilize today. Russell 2000 this year has been sort of drifting lower here. Look at the consecutive down days that has been kind of creeping in, the weakness back here and testing kind of the upper end of this consolidation. So that's the high level gist of the indices, but underneath that hood, so all of this looks really contained and really sort of healthy, right? Generally speaking. Now, if we were to start scrolling through a couple of the individual names, something like a PayPal, right? So now this is a large cap company. This is looking much different than what the indices look like. So this here is down about 40% from highs. Let's go to Zoom, which had earnings out and has been in its own sort of bear market now for a while, but this is down, roughly 65% from highs. Let's look at Alibaba. This is, obviously a China name, which has had its own sort of stories, catalysts, reasoning why they've been getting beaten up, this whole group, but this is down 60% from highs. Look at Roku, also down 50%. Peloton, down 60+%. Pinterest, Twitter, Snapchat, all of these names are down and in their own, for want to use the term, bear markets, and they have been for some time. So there is an interesting sort of split that has been going on here, and this isn't new. This is something that, we've touched on briefly in our long form market analysis videos, but generally speaking, you can see this split of kind of the tale of two markets where you're getting that high growth sort of bucket of stocks. Think of the names that are maybe more of the ARK flavor, and these are the stocks that have been in this sort of stealth correction or at least going nowhere for a long period of time, and we're seeing that really extend itself this week with some of these names. Now, this might be, there's probably some forced liquidations here, some funds closing down, or some taps on the shoulder to unwind risk or close things down. The way some of this has been trading seems a little peculiar, like there's some real big kind of forced liquidations going on. So maybe there's stories out. Maybe we're going to get some stories of maybe some shops that are closing down that are, sort of exacerbating the downside move here. But this is a real sort of split behavior that we've been in. Now, if we look at sectors, you look at something like the financials, which have totally, enjoyed just continued strength for the most part. Energy has been strong. Real estate continues to close up near highs. Semiconductors, kind of mixed. There's some stories under here that aren't so pretty, but generally speaking, holding up very well. Consumer discretionary, holding up very well. Utilities, grinding up, but that doesn't mean a whole lot for a lot of people. XLK, again, market cap weighted, is keeping these things up. So let's kind of figure out, why are so many of these sectors and indices holding up? Well, look no further than an Apple, for instance, right? Almost $3 trillion company, massive weightings in all of these market cap weightings, and just take a look at the volume that is coming in here to the upside. Apple is breaking out to new highs. It's doing it on extremely heavy volume. And, we look at this uptrend, which just continues to grind higher here. It's, extended in the short term, but it still looks good. And you can go down the list here, and Microsoft a little less so, but still, good buying pressure on the way up. These uptrends have been intact. Amazon trying to move higher here, right? Weekly chart trying to drift up. So these companies are really kind of just where capital is flowing and holding up the indices. And that's really what has been working, for instance, and sort of keeping this market alive while there has been some, deep corrections underneath the hood. So I really just wanted to sort of, illustrate and walk through some of those examples here. I think if you're a longer term investor, if you have patient capital, if you like some of these stories, then you are seeing some opportunity here, I would say, over the long term. Again, I don't like this anywhere in the short term. I mean, if you're tactical, sure, you can get a couple of day bounce, but if you're a, growth investor that cares about story and you're seeing opportunity in some of these names that may or may not be under some forced liquidations right now, and again, you're patient, responsible, caveat, I don't want to make it sound like this is an easy buy for any of these names, but if you're responsible and you like these stories, this list is interesting to start shopping if you haven't already, rode some of this wave down. So that's all I really wanted to sort of speak on today, is just this split on the market. I'm going to share more about this in this week's video. I want to sort of bring a few more facts and data points here on what's going on underneath the hood of the market. But for now, that's the story. We'll see how these indices fare into the closing bell here, which is pretty much going to be the end of the week. And meanwhile, that's actually, I forgot to mention, was the VIX. I did want to touch on this. The VIX here tagging up almost 20, which is kind of the upper end of what I would consider the range here. I feel like this is where fear is already sort of set back in, is when the VIX is up over around 20 in this type of environment. And here we are. So it seems like, even though we only got a couple of percent from highs in some of these market cap weighted indices, it feels like they're already, kind of ready to just hold the line here and grind higher. We'll see. And we'll need to see that bleeding stop in some of those high growth names and small caps. So that's it for me. I hope everyone has a great time away from screens, enjoys friends and family, and gets to unwind from all of this madness. And before I leave, don't forget we are running a Black Friday sale this week at the Trade Risk. We get asked pretty much all year long about sales, discounts, coupon codes, and the answer is always no. We just don't do sales throughout the year, or we're not people that continually put out discount codes, but we do it for Black Friday. So if you are interested in any of our trading systems, you can check them out, up to 35% off or bigger discount on the All Access Pass. And we also have all of our TC2000 scans and indicators going half off right now. So if you are looking for more trade ideas, if you're looking for more indicators, or for some different sort of setups, techniques going into the new year, check out our store here. There's about 35 or so different scans, indicators for you to choose from. So that's it from me. Again, enjoy the time off. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here next week.